real quickly before we jump into the video, I want to let you guys know that we're getting back on that stream grind, so if you're interested in coming out, hanging out, saying what's up, or whatever it may be, there's a link down below in the description that'll take you over to my Twitch page if you guys want to toss a follow. That said, we'll be live tonight, and maybe even by the time you're watching this, it might be live at the very moment. So if you're interested, link in the description below, but back to the regular scheduled content. The middle of the week for COD marketing is kind of like the real work week, where come Wednesday, there's not really all that much to look forward to, except for maybe something cool coming on the weekend. Except for today, that is. Today we got a random announcement that was actually really cool in the grand scheme of things and actually does benefit quite a large number of players, and we didn't see this coming at all. There was no prior information leading to this. It just dropped out of nowhere. So today we're going to break down that announcement regarding Modern Warfare Remastered and maybe put on our tinfoil hats a little bit to actually maybe decipher what this may truly mean for the future of Call of Duty and what we may end up actually seeing in the next couple of months. So that said, let's just jump right into it. A few hours ago, the official PlayStation Twitter tweeted out, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and The Witness are your free PlayStation Plus games for March. The new lineup arrives Tuesday, March 5th, and links the details to their blog post talking a little about this and giving more information accordingly. But that said, you did read that correctly, you did see that properly. PlayStation Plus games for free include Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, chances are you're in the same boat as me, where you're thinking this is quite a wild ride for Modern Warfare Remastered. The evolution of that game has come quite some way in the past 3 years, to which it initially was met with outrage that it was tethered to the Legacy Edition of Infinite Warfare. Then, a couple of months later, towards the latter stages of Infinite Warfare's life cycle, it was available for a standalone purchase on June 27th, that is, leading right up before we saw some stuff for the beta for World War II and so on and so forth. And then we end up now seeing it as of March 2019 being available free to play in just under that 2-year time since being standalone for PlayStation Plus members. So that said, a little more about this. Again, it does come free to play to PlayStation Plus users on March 5th, and this is something that we actually have seen before with Black Ops 4. And so as a result, we can kind of use that to springboard our anticipation here of this and a little more of what we can see. I definitely would expect that player count to spike tremendously, because if the third-party data collected from Black Ops 3's free-to-play month is correct, that player count in Black Ops 3 after free-to-play over doubled the next best player count of modern titles in the franchise based off of installs on the PlayStation platforms. Over doubled for 1 month of free-to-play. So if that's any indication, well, the PlayStation 4 users for Modern Warfare Remastered may be in for a treat when it comes to populated lobbies and a hefty player count for Modern Warfare Remastered. That said, if you want to take advantage of it, you either jumped into COD later than Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, or you just never picked it up because you weren't a fan of it being tethered to Infinite Warfare, whatever the reasoning may be, come March 5th, all you need to do is make your way to the PlayStation Store, and you'll be able to find it there and download it absolutely free of charge, totally free for an entire month. So that's something super cool, of course, to take advantage of, and I definitely recommend it. What makes it even cooler, though, is that while you have a month to download it and bring it on your PlayStation 4 console, after that month window is up, you still keep the game. You have it forever so long as you download it within that window of the free-to-play and free-to-download March calendar for free games. So don't worry about going in and progressing through and then potentially losing all that progress at the end of the month. You keep it forever. It's your game at that point. As for right now, unfortunately, Xbox users don't have anything that will offer that same sort of thing at the same comparable time. But while the seesaw finally sways in the favor of PlayStation users with that sort of stuff on interesting deals, one thing Xbox players can still hold over PlayStation 4 users' heads is they don't have backwards compatibility. So that's something you still have your Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 easily accessible on Xbox One, and of course PC, you have options to do all of that, just not for free. So it's definitely an interesting little thing that might segment a little bit of the excitement for the player bases here of this, depending on if you're a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC user, but it is going to be the free game of the month here, along with The Witness for March. Now, the other thing that I want to discuss here is why this may have happened, because it's certainly curious as to why it was decided to be free to play, especially given the prior history of the Call of Duty franchise and the marketing for each of those. The term free almost sounds like a word that'll send you straight to the depths of hell, given some of the pricing strategies that we've seen before in the franchise. But it's actually not the only time that we've seen it. Again, like we mentioned, flashback once more to June 11th of last year, and Black Ops 3 was free to play for an entire month. As mentioned, that completely skyrocketed the player base for that game and definitely brought some more life into it before Black Ops 4 ended up launching. Now, while this was never explicitly confirmed to my recollection as being a direct marketing tie-in for Black Ops 4, since we already knew about the game at that point and it was already past the release and into when E3 was about to showcase some more footage, it was definitely a calculated release and a download. And on top of that, the Back in Black maps in that deal, where if you pre-ordered on PlayStation 4, you ended up getting the maps of Firing Range, Jungle, Summit, and Slums in Black Ops 3. That tied in perfectly with that time for it to be free to play, so that you still had access to it, but if you want to take advantage of it and get a couple of more maps, you had to pre-order Black Ops 4 on PlayStation to end up getting immediate access. So the big question, or I guess rather we can infer that this may actually be a marketing ploy to start signifying the teasers for what very well may be Modern Warfare 4, what's been from the very beginning of the even inklings of consideration the title to be for 2019. So that's something that is definitely curious, the timing of all this kind of stuff, and when you consider that it might actually be Modern Warfare 4 for 2019, whether that be a prequel to Modern Warfare 3 or actually taking place after Modern Warfare 3, wherever it takes place in the universe, the best way to do that is to start acclimating players, as many as possible, to the universe that they may not have been around for a decade or so ago at this point. If you weren't around from the very beginning, you didn't catch up between Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, those were still quite a while ago in the grand scheme of things, so to catch players up in a free-to-play manner, that's a brilliant idea to start getting people hyped for the next game. And additionally, one thing also that kind of hints towards this is that as of today, we are 1 week away from the 1-year mark of when we got our first teaser for Black Ops 4 officially. Now, granted, the day before that, on March 5th, we ended up getting some leaked GameStop listings that ended up showcasing the name of Black Ops 4, so that kind of technically was our first leak of it, but the first public appearance of the logo was whenever James Harden of the Houston Rockets showed up in a Black Ops 4 cap before his game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That was the first ever appearance of it, and it sent the Call of Duty community in particular in a complete whirlwind of chaos from excitement. And so maybe this now starts to signify that we're right on the cusp of that. While I don't think Infinity Ward's next title will release in October like Black Ops 4 did this past year, and I do believe we'll go back to the November timeframe of releases, it is something that the time frame for when the marketing may start could still relatively be around the same time. So the first thing you do on a marketing standpoint is to round up everybody's interest, get it on a sort of more focused environment, and then start to drop stuff. So if people are already talking about Modern Warfare Remastered and the Modern Warfare universe, that'd be the perfect time to drop the first hints of the theoretical Modern Warfare 4. Additionally, the other theory out there is that it might tie in with the idea that we still have the Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 remasters coming at some point during this year. That's something that, from what I've heard, the whispers, and again, I have no idea how confirmed this may be, the people that I've talked to about this, they would stake their reputation for this, so I'm only inclined to believe them, but from what they've heard, it's a contractual obligation that Call of Duty has to PlayStation that they have to fulfill this, and they have to put out Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, but that also comes with a stipulation that sort of as a scapegoat and loophole, they don't necessarily have to do the multiplayer for it. So that idea that last year when we saw Modern Warfare 2 coming out around that time, but listed as no MP and only campaign only, that was actually something that apparently was correct by the indications that I had heard. But because it never saw the light of day officially, it all is still taken with a grain of salt. So maybe this is also pointing to that, where players are starting to have free access so they can jump through all the storyline in the universe so far, and again, maybe ultimately lead up to Modern Warfare 4. And the final, I guess, idea that we could see here at this, and I don't really vibe with this one all that much, is that maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just fan service to players, and it was a sort of thing like, hey, you know, that game was pretty cool, we didn't give it as much love or as much separate attention, therefore not as many players may have actually gotten their hands on it, so here it is for free. But again, I can't imagine seeing that one, especially given the fact how everything in the franchise has been priced, marketed, and so on and so forth in the recent years. A free-to-play game, really to me, only signifies a sort of big marketing and calculated push for something coming out in a little bit of time. Maybe as a promo effect, again, leading up to Modern Warfare 4, like what we saw with Black Ops 3 going free-to-play earlier last year. So that said, that is kind of where I'm at here at this. There's a lot of theories that could go about with this, but we don't have any definitive information that says yes or no to any of those theories, other than come March 5th, next Tuesday, PlayStation Plus users will have the ability to play Modern Warfare Remastered for absolutely no charge. Free, not a single penny out of your wallet going towards that. You can just jump on. And unfortunately, yeah, if you did, like me, have that game from the very beginning, you've had it and you already paid your dues, but for players that are brand new and want to experience it for the first time, it is going to be something that does come out for free and no charge. So while we already poured our money into it and there's nothing we can really do about it, it's more so including the rest of the community that may not have otherwise been there. So in that sense, I'm excited to see some Modern Warfare Remastered lobbies kickstart up again, see that player count jump up, hopefully, and maybe even start to see some teasers coming shortly thereafter in the Modern Warfare universe for what 2019's Call of Duty title may in fact be. Activision from the earnings call says that everybody that's been asked about the upcoming title seems stoked beyond belief for what's on the horizon with Infinity Ward's title coming up, and even some of the people that I've talked to from the inside seem really stoked about it as well, though I can't get that information out of them. That said, that's where we're gonna wrap it up, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you guys looking forward to playing Modern Warfare Remastered for absolutely no charge at all? Are you guys looking forward to jumping back online, or do you not necessarily care all that much about it? Whatever it may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below, and I also really want to get your feedback on either of those theories, that it signifies the starts of teasers, or that it might signify Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 remasters coming at some point. Let me know your thoughts, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 4, potentially Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered, the best of all that kind of stuff, so if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. And if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But all that said and out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.